Therefore, the governance arrangement of a recovery plan can be analyzed under two different perspectives. The first one is how preparation and update of the recovery plan are integrated into the overall governance of an institution. The second one is how the effectiveness of the procedures for activating the plan are set out in the plan itself. Let's start now with the preparation and update of the recovery plan and their integration into the overall governance. Here, the two keywords you have to remember are ownership and awareness of the plan. To understand that, simply ask yourself some simple question. Is the recovery plan owned, supported and well understood by senior and top management? This means, for instance, that appropriate discussion should take place at level of the risk committee, for instance, and the board of directors. Second, have all the relevant parts of the organization been involved in the preparation of the recovery plan? This means, for instance, that the recovery plan is not just a matter of one function, but all and, let's say, most the relevant function of an institution should be involved. For instance, risk, finance, strategy, compliance, legal. Again, third, is the recovery plan fully embedded into the institution governance? What does it mean? Here we refer to the fact that we must find some reference to recovery plan activities in the organizational books, in the internal policies. So the recovery plan shouldn't be a one-off project. In a nutshell, what we are trying to say here is that the recovery plan should be a process and not a project. Let's now turn to the effectiveness of the procedures for activating a recovery plan. Here, the two keywords you want to remember are decision-making and escalation. Indeed, clarity on who takes the decisions, when these decisions are taken, and who is involved is essential in a time of an emergency when, as we were saying before, everybody is looking for the exit. We are in a time of a crisis, so actions should be taken timely and effectively. In our train analogy, we are looking, for instance, at what to do when the train misses a signal, when it's traveling too fast, because we want to prevent the train from derailing. So we need a clear set of procedures to be used in case of an emergency. Coming back at real-life recovery planning, we are then looking for some important elements. The indication of what to do when recovery indicators are breached, the procedures that are needed to escalate the overall governance at an upper level, and finally, the identification of those individuals which are mostly involved in the escalation ladder, so those individuals who are actually taking the decisions.